about the hypocrisy that's going on in this country, especially the hypocrisy that we observe about what the people we call hookers. I know it's a vulgar word, and some people are offended at the word hookers, but these are people who are doing this for a living. In plain English, they're selling sex. And we condemn them because you have to pay cash for sex. And cash for sex is a crime because it's vulgar and it's disgusting, and it's a totally immoral form of behavior. That's what society says. But while we condemn them, why is it we don't condemn the wives or the girlfriends of America? Who is more likely to deserve to be in jail? A wife who's betraying her husband and defrauding him by pretending to be attracted to him or involved with him or in love with him, while at the same time that she turns him down for sex every night? No, it might sound crude to some people who are religionists or moralists, but let's be very honest about it. The institution of marriage has something to do with sex. As a matter of fact, it's the basis of a divorce. If your wife or your husband refuses to have sex with you, that means you didn't fulfill your moral obligation of the marital commitment. The commitment has something to do with the basic essential truth that we know is the biological facts of life. It's not to be ashamed or embarrassed about that sex. It legalizes and institutionalizes and justifies sex. And if you don't perform sex and you refuse to allow sex, then you are committing a violation against your agreement. And it's a basis for a divorce. Now, as a matter of fact, it could even nullify the wedding altogether. Now, I want to ask you a question. How many wives have gone to jail lately? Just to nullify it or divorce is not enough of an excuse. She committed a crime. If she is your wife, and she married you on the basis of the knowledge of information and the absolute simple truth that she's going to have sex with you, because that's the essence and the basis of marriage, what right does she have to defraud you and not do it? Every time you turn to your wife and say, let's make love, and she says no, she should be put in jail. Because you invested a fortune, time, energy, love, all your emotions, all your feelings, all the integrity of your heart and your soul and your spirit. There's no greater emotional involvement and moral commitment than a love affair. Now you're in love with this woman and you think she married you because she's attracted to you, and which means that part of the moral obligation is to have sex with you, and now she looks at you because she can't stand you and she defrauded you and she's gotten nauseous from you because she either married you for your money or your connections to her brother-in-law, or you had some kind of a business investment she wanted to be close to, or it created a whole new social status for her. It gave her something that has something to do with anything except you. You're the only person she can't stand. She looks at you and she gets nauseous from you. And she knew she wasn't going to make love to you. Now, why shouldn't she be put in jail? Why is it if you give a person $100, you know what you're getting? At least she's an honest woman. You might be morally against prostitution, but the answer is that she's at least an honest woman. She's an honest businesswoman. You paid her $100, you got what you paid for. That's your money's worth. If you paid the $100 to buy a shirt, and if the guy doesn't give you a shirt, doesn't he go to jail? Now here you pay $100 for sex, you got sex. If you didn't get sex, she would go to jail. And she would go to jail just for being in that business. Now, why doesn't your wife belong in jail? This girl gave you what you paid for. You never gave, there's no such thing as giving a girl $100 and hearing her say, I'm tired. Nobody ever gave a girl $100 and said to her, well, let's make love. I'm sorry, I'm tired. Nobody ever heard that. But your wife, who cost you hundreds of thousands for $100, it's definite. For hundreds of thousands, you don't know what you get. If you're Jewish, it costs you at least $300,000. If you're Italian, at least, let's say $50,000. If you're Puerto Rican, maybe $300. It costs you something. You paid for this. And in some cases, you paid your whole life for this. And now she walks away from you like she never heard about it, which is an out-and-out fraud. She lied to you, she defrauded you, and she belongs in jail for it just like anybody else. If you paid for a car and you didn't get the car, if you paid for a shirt and the guy didn't have your shirt and he took your money for nothing, he would go to jail. That's why your wife belongs in jail if she does this to you. And instead we're putting in jail all the hookers of America who give you what you pay for. Let's assume she doesn't belong in that business because it's immoral and disgusting. At least she's an honest woman. Who belongs more in jail? A person who gives you your money's worth or a person who just robbed you? Answer the question.